I'm Brad,
I'm Chad.
and welcome to the BroncPod, brought to you by the Hastings College Center for Applied Media Arts. Today we have a very special guest, Maggie Esch.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maggie, for coming on. We just really appreciate it. There's a lot of cool things happening a little bit on the segment. We're going to talk about Big Idea Hastings, an amazing event that's been going on for a while here in Hastings, and Maggie has kind of pioneered that and made it the amazing program it is today. And we'll talk about things here and there with Hastings College and the Hastings community. But before we begin any of that, Maggie, you want to talk a little bit about yourself, what your involvement in the community is?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently I am the Central Community College Entrepreneurship Director. And so through that role, I get to plan Big Idea Hastings, which I know we're going to talk a lot about today. But to give you kind of some background on myself, I actually went to Hastings College. I graduated in 2016. I have a very unique upbringing because my mom was actually a dorm mom. I think you call them CLCs now.
Really?
My mom was a dorm mom, resident director for 20 years at the college.
Wow.
So I actually, starting at 2 years old, I moved into Taylor Hall, and I lived there until I was 21.
She's really a resident, guys.
Yeah.
Really a resident.
So did you have your own room?
Yeah, we had an apartment, like all the CLCs
Okay.
have, and so I just had my room. My mom had hers, and my sister also lived there for a while.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
So Hastings College is literally in my blood, and so
Bleach Crimson, guys.
Yeah.
yeah, literally. And so I graduated from Hastings College in 2016 with a marketing degree. During my time at Hastings College, I became an intern at Hastings Economic Development with Dave Rippey, which you know very well,
Yeah.
Braden. And so I was an intern there for a year and a half, and then I came on full time upon graduation in 2016. So I started there full time in June.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And
that is
then
awesome.
I became the director of talent solutions. So my whole job was about talent retention, development, and attraction strategies. And in that role, I started dabbling in a lot of different things. I got super involved in our Hastings Young Professionals group, but then we started dabbling in entrepreneurship as well. We were asked to actually take over after a year, Big Idea Hastings. And so I've been running it since then. So 2017 is officially when I took that over. And then in 2020, I actually decided I want to focus full time on entrepreneurship. So I ended up kind of falling into a role at Central Community College. So I've been there ever since I started in 2020. So,
Awesome.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I do Big Idea Hastings through them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was listening to you talk about the timelines between each thing. So did you pick up Big Ideas Hastings a year after you graduated?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just got wow.
I guess
If I
I
had an
did.
applause button right here, I just hit that, but
Well,
that's cool.
It actually started in 2015, and they asked us to take it on in 2016. Well, I had just graduated in June. I didn't even know what my job was going to look like,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
figuring things out. So we skipped a year, but then, we ultimately decided we needed to take some leadership in that, so we did.
That's awesome. That's got to be a crazy experience, just sitting there, just graduated. And, hey, would you like to take this program over?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you know how the idea came to be for it? The actual program itself?
Yeah, so Big Idea Hastings is really, it's one night, it's one event, but it spurs a lot more in a community, which
Yeah.
we've seen happen
Yeah.
over the last 7 years we've been doing it. So Big Idea Carney was actually already a thing prior to us taking it over. So the same people that were doing Big Idea Carney started Big Idea Hastings, and again, did it that 1 year and then tried to find somebody to take it
Gotcha.
over. So Big Idea competitions aren't brand new. I wasn't the one that founded it and
Yeah.
got it off the ground. Big Idea competitions, Shark Tank competitions happen all over. We've just happened to see tremendous success come from our event over the last 7 years.
Yeah,
So we've been able to grow it into something really special for our community.
I definitely feel that when we go. This last time we did it, you guys did it. I really felt the different, just the entrepreneurial energy in the air. I thought it was really cool. It was very exciting. I mean, you get a packed house.
Yeah.
All the CCC kids are there.
I know.
Yeah.
They provided a lot of help with the chairs. I'll
They
say
did.
that.
I was like, I don't know any of you, but you go to CCC. I work at CCC. Let's go. So it was great.
Yeah.
I don't know you, you don't know me, but we share that in common. Let's do this. I feel like that's a common theme in like Hastings in general. It's just that I don't know that.
We have a lot of team players.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I mean, that's how you get a big ideas, big idea at Hastings, and just have different events. Even like the Lark itself is a nonprofit.
I
Like
know.
I tell Dave all the time, and I mean, it takes a village. You gotta
does.
have everyone. So
Yeah. I remember I went to it last year as well. And I was like just here at Hastings, like knew nobody. I knew Brad, and then Brad left. Like I was there just sitting down. I was like just looking around, like nobody's there, and I was like, and then luckily I had some other friends from the college. We sat there and just critiqued everybody all night. Like, oh, we were like Shark Tanking it. Like I was
Yeah.
Mark
Mark
Cuban.
Cuban over here.
Yeah.
I'm out.
You were you were not going to give them any money.
So I'll
Okay,
give
got
you
it.
20% stake in all of your company.
For $0.
Yeah.
That was really funny. Last year, I had been bugging this guy about coming to go. Like, I really want someone to go with me. I'm a freshman in college.
Yeah.
Dave is pushing for me to go to this one with the other Scott scholars. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I'll bring a friend. And I go there, and then I go, I have to leave, dude. And he goes,
Yeah.
what? You just brought me to this event, now you have to leave? And so I don't even remember why I had to leave. I don't know. You
Wasn't a good reason.
Yeah,
You
wasn't
said
a
it.
good reason.
Hey, you had a good time regardless.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. This year was even more packed than like last year. I felt it was like packed, but this year was like
Yeah,
really packed.
I know.
Gosh.
It's gotten to the point where we're like, okay, do we stay in this location or
Wow,
do we
yeah.
go somewhere else? But honestly, the environment at the Lark is perfect for an event like that,
It is
like
beautiful.
this. I mean, I'd rather have a room like that completely packed to the brim than like go to a larger venue and it feel like barely anyone's there, even though it's the same amount of people.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So the Lark is our spot for that event.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to picture it not there.
I know it is.
Yeah.
It is. It would really ruin all my branding. So I can't move it.
I think it's I love the like atmosphere the Lark provides for it. I also think it's just good like location wise in the
Mhm.
middle of downtown. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Exactly.
you're right where you want to be. so.
Yeah. And we're in the heart of our community, right? Which is very
Absolutely.
entrepreneurial
Yeah.
and small business minded. And so it makes sense for us to do that right there in the center of it all.
Yeah. So in talking about like entrepreneurial like atmospheres and business minded atmospheres, things like that, like and just your career path in general, Maggie, how did you kind of get into this like business?
Yeah.
Like what drove you to wake up in the morning and say I want to pursue this as a career?
Yeah. A lot of convincing, I think, at first. D- Quite honestly, and I think so I'm a proud townie, is what I call myself now. I would not have said that when I was your age, in college. I actually had every aspiration to leave the community and likely never come back because that's
Wow.
what every person says who grows up in a community, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't appreciate what's around you. You kind of like turn a blind eye to all the cool things that are happening around you, and then like you think it's going to be so much better somewhere else. That was not the case for me. By the time I was graduating, during my internship, I really discovered, oh my gosh, I love this community. There's some really cool things happening here. And the best part of starting my career in economic development was that I got to be a part of it all. I got to be a part of all the behind the scenes. And a lot of time in economic development, like we don't get the credit for things, right? Like that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
growing your community. And so I was incredibly fortunate being in the position that I was in. I got to do all of this stuff behind the scenes and then see how it impacted the community around me. And obviously for me, it's my hometown. So if I can be part of the solution to making the community better, like I get to do that now
Yeah.
every single day. And even though I'm still not with economic development, I'm still pursuing economic development activities through all of the entrepreneurship things that we do. Big Idea Hastings is a huge part of how do you grow a community, and that's by giving entrepreneurs a spotlight and platform to share their ideas, and then now we get to provide all these different resources to them that we can actually help their idea come to fruition.
Oh yeah, that's a great answer.
So it makes it really easy, right, to give back to your community that you grew up in,
Yeah.
and that's why I do what I do. I also became a small business owner in the mix of my career, my professional life. And so my husband and I own a printing company that we're now almost 96 years old. And so we're fourth generation owners of my family printing company. So like I just have this whole appreciation for small business, and
Yeah.
I really believe it's the way we're going to grow our communities, especially in rural communities across the the U.S.
Yeah, I like how you just went through this whole thing of all the stuff you do, and you go, also, I do own a business as well. I was like, really? Well, I just
I gotta
throw that
plug it. Okay.
little chair on top. By the way,
Mom's pretty company,
By the
okay.
way, guys, I am a business owner too, so I do have some credibility here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's awesome. You said 96 years now coming up on.
Yeah. We've my great grandpa started the business.
Oh, so it's a
That's-
family business.
Yeah.
It's- oh, wow.
We're fourth generation owners
That's
of it.
crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I started a lemonade stand that lasted about 2 months. but
Not even
Not
an
even.
hour.
That was like
Yeah.
Max an hour.
Yeah,
that's
we started. The company started in Blue Hill, and then we moved to Hastings in the 70s. And yeah, we've been here ever since.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah,
That's really cool.
so life's busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like that busyness though? Like, are you a person? I feel like I find people in life who like myself. I don't know if Chad's like this, but I find myself where I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed all the time. I'm freaking out. And then someone's like, why don't you take a break? I'm like, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather be stressed out and have that because I like that feeling of being constantly busy.
Yeah. So that's a
Oh, it's a
super
loaded answer
interesting.
for-
It's a loaded answer, and actually, 2020 like made me learn so much about myself. So I think everybody just assumes I'm extremely extroverted because I'm okay with being in the spotlight. That does not bother me.
Yeah.
I'm also very involved in the community. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna find me at local businesses a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's just a part of me. That's who I am. So, and yes, I can talk to practically anyone, I feel like. However, during 2020
Yes.
when like all the events stopped,
Yeah.
and because I was still doing Hastings Young Professionals then,
Yeah.
all the events stopped. I think I got married in 2020. Okay, so there was still a lot going on. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed sitting on my couch and doing nothing.
So fair though.
Yeah, I
it's
think it
just-
was just that much deserved. Like I'm saying that about myself. I think I deserved a little bit of a break, and I finally got it.
Yeah.
And
You didn't deserve a break.
no, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, but I did get a huge break, and it like kind of put things into perspective, right? Like, and so now that when things started revamping, you know, everything started coming back around. People were out and about more often. Like everywhere was open again. I had to set some boundaries for myself because I have been burned out more than once in my life,
Mhm.
and I realized, hey, it's okay to slow down sometimes.
Yeah.
And now that I'm a mom of 2,
Oh.
it definitely.
Just
yeah.
keeps adding here. Like, I just
know,
need to start writing this down like another.
I know,
Red
but
face for
I
everyone.
definitely like boundaries are a huge thing for
Yeah.
me. Like I have to say no to some things. I
Yeah.
can't say yes to everything,
Glad
and
you
I
didn't
have
say no
to.
to this guy. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I get it.
I have to pick and choose, right? And you guys will continue to learn that as you get more involved too. Like you just get to a point where you have to be more selective about how you spend
Yeah.
your time as your priorities shift. So, yes, I love being busy. If things slow down, I'm definitely finding ways to fill up that time. But also, I enjoy relaxation more than
Yeah.
I thought I did.
Yeah, I think it comes to me and Brad. I think Brad's running around a lot, and then he crashes hard. Like there's
Mhm.
like a hard crash some days where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's done for a little bit, like the engine stuff.
Mhm.
I think for me, I give myself a little bit. I'd say it's kind of like, no, I wouldn't say it's a smoother transition, but I think it's just I don't crash as hard, but I'm not doing as much. So I kind of
Mhm.
just kind of, you know, and then Brad's like a boom, hit the wall, and then I'm kind of like a, oh, dude, kind of like
Yeah.
tortoise in the hair. You know, I'm walking. We both get to the finish line the same amount of
Yeah.
time.
Sure.
I'm just like trying to think of this analogy. You're like, I'm like a hybrid tortoise.
I'm like the best.
I crash at the end of every single day. Like my
Yeah,
head hits
I-
the pillow and I am out.
100%.
Like the waves
So,
do.
Yeah.
I love your analogy.
No, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would say me and Brad are exactly the same way.
I will say though that like I think probably about once a month we have like it's like a midlife crisis, but we're 19,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there. We're
Oh my
like,
gosh, you guys are 19.
yeah,
Oh my god.
He's older than
I'm older than him by about a year. So I'll turn 20 this next month.
I turned 19 just in July.
Okay.
It's a crazy thing. I hate that I just said I turned 20. That's really. I mean, 20 is nice, but
I'm
like,
about to turn 30 in 3 weeks. So
Ooh, I mean,
yeah.
I went to a job interview the other day, and the guy, I told him,
30's not-
he was at the bank, and he was like, how old are you? So I was like, I'm 19, just turned July. He looks at me, he goes, what? And he was
Yeah.
like, and I was like, oh, I'm not that young.
It's fine.
From the entrepreneurial coach in me, like it's really cool that you guys are doing this because you're 19 years old. You got a lot of life ahead of you, and you guys are gonna probably do some pretty cool things. So
Thank
that's
you,
pretty
Maggie.
awesome.
Thank
And I hope you do them on the record right here in Hastings. is the
She
goal.
goes,
yeah.
stay
Yeah.
and maybe. How would you like to take over Big Idea Hastings?
Hey, you can leave for a little bit, just like come back eventually.
Thanks,
That's,
Maggie.
that's
Appreciate
my
it.
motto. Yeah.
I think yeah. I mean, saying that, I think that also perspective how like I don't know how much time we have left. Especially, I mean, like even 30, you still have so much time.
Yeah, I do. It's just getting started, but
I like that.
life
It's
does
just getting
not.
started.
It is, but life does not slow down at all. You always are like, oh, after like big idea last week. So I had 3 pitch competitions last week, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll finally have time to catch up next week when things slow down. Oh my gosh, this week I tackled nothing. It has been just constant chaos. I call it organized chaos, but sometimes it's a little disorganized too. But
I think that's how we are too.
yeah,
We're like,
It's definitely not organized.
You always say it's getting better. Okay, it's trying to get better. We're trying to. Get better.
yeah.
You always say the same thing. You always go after this Thursday, it's gonna be great. It's
Yeah.
great. And then Thursday rolls on, and he goes after next Monday, it's gonna be great.
I'm somebody that
That's me.
I look forward to things. Like
Yeah.
it's the motivation.
Oh, yeah,
it's
for
it's
sure.
like the ending goal. Like
Mhm.
right now, Thanksgiving break. That's all that's rolling through my head. Like we're gonna it's be great, and then we get back Christmas break.
It sounds
Here
like
we
you need
go.
to,
Here we
sounds like
go.
you need to live in the moment a little bit more.
Definitely does,
Maybe,
Maggie.
sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Could be that.
But no, I think that's really easy to do too. So
I think Google Calendar is your best friend and your best and like your worst enemy. Like there'll be days where I'm like, oh, let's go. I got a concert to go to. Let's go. And then there'll be days like, yep, got to go to HEDC today. Let's get going.
yeah,
But no, I think we're definitely in the same boat with that. Like we like to be busy, but at the same time, at least for me, I don't want to speak for Chad, but at the end of the day, I crash hard. And
Yeah.
I think I'm a big guy on decompression. I think you need that, especially when you're doing
For
big
sure.
things like Big Idea Hastings. Having your long list of things that
Yeah.
just seems to keep growing. So
yeah.
that's amazing. That's awesome. It's not a bad thing to have. Not a bad problem to have.
No, it's good to stay busy.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of going in about this, since you didn't actually create Big Idea Hastings, but you're running it now. And I was just curious to know, like, how do you know kind of how the idea became, other than like Big Idea Carney? Like, is it just something the community sought to do, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't honestly know. I mean, Shark Tank has been a big thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they're celebrating
Gosh,
their
I love that
15th
show.
season right now. I
love
mean,
it.
I love Shark Tank too.
Awesome.
So I think obviously the inspiration came from there. That was, kind of in my description
Oh,
that
yeah.
I originally got. It's our version of Shark Tank, right? But I think it just came from people recognizing a need to tell people in the community that we like new ideas.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, especially in like rural communities, they usually come with some type of stigma that, oh, old money controls it, nothing new ever comes here, we can't get this, we can't get that. And I think Big Idea anywhere, but in Hastings probably spurred from this like, no, we do want people to bring new ideas to the community. We would love locals to start these things, because when something is started by a local, it's more likely to stay, right? Because people rally around that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's not like we saw like immediate success out of these events. Year 2, we had somebody like establish an LLC, like, but the first year nothing came out of that. So but the second, like the year we took over, we had one person establish an LLC. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But like, and he still does some stuff with it, but it's not his full-time job. And then it was like really year 4, things really started happening. And so now we've, helped or been a part of about over 15 businesses story. So that's really
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I think it just comes from seeing a need in a community to say, hey, locals, hey, surrounding communities, like if you want to start a business in Hastings, we want you to do it, and we're gonna
I
help.
love that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I guess a little bit of like a question about the actual event for like people that don't know. Like, what is like the format of like
Oh yeah.
the actual event itself? Big
We should
ideas.
talk about that, yeah. What is this Big Idea
Yeah, they're
Hastings?
like,
You
what
guys
the
are talking
heck are
awesome
they
about this, but
talking
like, what is
about?
it?
Okay, yeah. So Big Idea Hastings. So here's like the general like
rundown.
overview that
Yeah.
I give everyone. So Big Idea Hastings is our version of Shark Tank. People within the community submit ideas in advance, and then a group of preliminary judges narrow it down to a top group of finalists. Usually that's anywhere from 8 to 12, just depending on how many ideas we get, the quality that they are, etc. So after We notify finalists, the people that submitted that said, hey, you're a finalist for Big Idea Hastings. We work with them to prepare their 2-minute pitch. They have only 2 minutes to share their business idea, product idea, whatever it may be for the community in front of a live audience, and that's what we call our Big Idea Hastings. So that night, they're pitching their idea in 2 minutes or less. It's followed by a Q&A from the judges, our panel of judges, our sharks that aren't actually giving any money in the moment, right, or taking any equity. But our panel of judges determines who moves on to the top 5, and then the audience, which this is the super fun part, the audience determines who takes home first, second, and third. So the audience, via popular vote, votes for who's going to take home the 3 cash prizes that we have. So first place, $5,000, second place, $1,000, and third place, $500.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then after the night of the event, see, like, Big Idea Hastings is truly just one night. And I tell everyone that as I'm meeting with them, it's not about winning. It's about the connections, the exposure, the resources, giving you the stage for a few minutes. But after, I meet with every single finalist. We go over the night, we talk about it, and then I start aligning them with resources, legal assistance, marketing, insurance, accounting, business planning. I help specifically with that. So we're a very hands-on, comprehensive list of services that they can utilize to actually make their idea happen.
That's awesome. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think with that, we'll take a break to set up for Hot Talk. And
cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to start out on 2, starting the recording, starting the stream.
My name is Jared Rogers, and I'm the director of the Center for Applied Media Arts at Hastings College. The Center for Applied Media Arts is a place where students can gain experiential learning in all forms of digital media: video production, photography, graphic design, live stream production, podcasting, and more.
I'm Chad.
I'm Brad.
Welcome back to the
It's
Bronc.
important for us to be able to give the students as many opportunities as we possibly can, not only in the classroom, but also in the field. When I have a student who completes a project and they're excited about it,
Take 3.
or when I have a student who does a really good show or a great live stream broadcast,
Oh my gosh, it's a goal!
it makes me incredibly happy. And I get so excited to watch these students strive, struggle, and then excel. Most of the time, we work really, really hard to accomplish the things that we're doing, but that hard work pays off. The students here are learning valuable critical thinking skills to be able to solve those problems and to come up with results. What a wonderful way to transition that learning from the classroom into practical application. And not only do they do that here, but those are life lessons that they'll take with them once they leave Hastings College. We are always striving to create new opportunities for student growth. If you are interested in our program or would like more information, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be glad to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much. And go Broncos.
All right, now that we got the hot sauce and everything here going, Chad, you want to talk a little bit? We briefly talked about it at the beginning, but you want to kind of talk about what our Hot Talk is?
Yeah, so Hot Talk is a segment that we started last season. We already said before, it was a horrible fail the first time, way too spicy. So now we're kind of getting a series going where we take a whole bunch of different hot sauces. We either find, at a supermarket here in town, or, the host may pick some sometimes. And we kind of just try them, and we talk about something. So.
Yeah. I think our topic this time, it's like a play on words. So we have a hot talk with a hot topic.
Okay.
I think our topic this time is, I have favorite types of food written down, but I think we should do, have you ever watched, Shark Tank?
Oh, yeah.
Enough? Do you,
Have you ever watched Shark
No,
Tank?
I mean, enough to where it's,
Favorite pitches?
favorite pitches, or, I don't even know.
Oh, that's a...
I have a
Yeah, see, that's tough. You do? Wow.
I have 50 in my head.
Here's what we'll do, is we'll do...
50?
Yeah, I've watched the show a lot, a lot.
Oh, I've watched it a lot.
Yeah,
I've watched it more.
Yeah, me too, guys.
I'm a Sharky, okay?
You're a minnow.
A minnow.
Here's what we'll do: we'll do favorite types of food, and then we'll do that too. So that way we have
Okay,
a couple
cool.
things. Because I had clearly not watched as much as you guys. So
Apparently not.
Do you know all the judges?
Mark Cuban, one of them, and that's it. That's
Okay,
all I know.
Okay, we can eat this first, but then I have a question, and I'm gonna judge you based on your answer.
Oh, well, this is my favorite. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll go into that.
All right, so just take a little bit, and then it's like ASMR almost, or just eating it, and
I really hope this is spicy.
Gosh,
I feel
dude,
really
why
bad.
did you
I feel really bad. It's fine to me. It's fine to me, but I can handle this.
no, it's not that at all.
No, that's fine.
Okay, we're all
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a little like.
I mean, I told you guys I don't like spicy food, but that's fine. I can handle that.
All right. So as we're kind of, you can
Are
just
we supposed to eat all of it?
you don't have to, you don't have to. You can just eat chips too if you want. Like this is just kind of a just little fun segment to take a
No, I
break
love
from
it.
everything.
Good.
All right, let's go with favorite types of food first. Maggie, hit us with your favorite kind of food.
Well, this sounds like so basic of me, but I love sushi.
Oh.
But like anything Asian.
Don't you do it? I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. Anything like Asian cuisine, anything, I would eat like Japanese, Chinese, any of it.
That's
I
good.
could eat that every day.
We're not, Maggie. We are not laughing.
Well, it sounds like you're laughing.
He's
at
about
me.
he's about to roast me for something really.
One time this is last year. Brad didn't have a microwave, so he bought like store sushi, you know, like with the crispy stuff. And he comes in and he goes, "Hey, can I use your microwave?" I go, "Yeah, for sure." And he
I don't.
in the
Like
he pulls it out, and I'm like, "What does that smell?" And I go over and he goes, "Oh, I microwave my sushi." And I was like, unbelievable. I was like just caught in a gaze, like, you don't microwave sushi. And then he goes, he doesn't like the texture of it. It was pretty gross.
Did you eat it?
Yeah.
It was from Russ's to it.
Oh my gosh.
You
no.
you ever as soon as you said that, you immediately looked at me.
I just never seen somebody do something like so wrong. Like, why even buy sushi if like
Okay,
you want it warm like
little
that?
backstory to this. I don't. First of all, I don't like seafood.
Oh, see, and like I could eat seafood.
I like
I
seafood.
could never eat any other like meat again, and if I just had seafood.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
100%.
I just don't like
What'd you say?
seafood. She
Like,
loves seafood.
I could be pescatarian if I lived closer to a coast, which means you eat.
I couldn't, but I could see. Like,
Fish,
I love
but
fish.
not
I love
anything
fish.
else.
I-
Yeah, I too.
I love
We're like
sushi.
the same person.
Yeah, guys are like the same person. Oh.
We definitely don't microwave our sushi.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay, guys. This is the wrong pod,
The
not
worst
roast
part about it
bad time.
is it was like one of those. It wasn't even like sushi you're supposed to eat warm. It was like sushi that's like cold sushi.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like sushi though.
Okay.
I like sushi tempura though, like
Oh.
cooked sushi.
Okay.
For me, it's like a temperature thing. Like some people, a texture thing. Certain foods I don't like to eat cold. Like sushi, when I can eat it cold now, obviously. But at the time, I was like, I'm gonna try this because I think it's really nasty. But yeah, so that happened. But no, that's a good answer. That's a great answer. I love
So
sushi. I just
gross.
knew he was gonna say that, so we're
Well,
not laughing at your answer. Though.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything Asian, anything I would eat.
I love. Okay, yeah, you go. I'll tell mine to say.
I like Thai food. Really like Thai food. Like pad Thai is one of my
Pad Thai's so good.
absolute favorites. I like curry. I like
There it is.
Thai
There's the
curry.
miss.
Nope. We are not the same person. I do not.
More spicy.
No, it's Indian food. I can't do it. Curry, I can't do it.
Really.
Yeah, I've tried multiple
See,
times.
Indian
I don't
curries. Indian curries. I'm not a huge fan of Indian curry, but like Thai curry, I can do. It's a
Okay,
lot
Thai
lighter.
cur- okay.
A lot lighter, but
I don't know.
Indian
There's
curry's heavy.
something
It can-
in it that
can hurt ya.
just- Yeah.
My favorite kind of food is like Mongolian food. Like, you ever heard of the restaurant Hoo Hot?
Oh.
It's so
Oh my
good.
gosh.
It's so good. What's so fun?
like a chain restaurant.
Guys, you ever heard of like McDonald's?
My
That's what I was gonna
favorite. McChicken.
So it's actually my favorite meal is McDouble.
Oh my
no.
You never heard of
Hoo Hot. I love that type of.
We're an IHOP.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. I love Hoo Ha. I love like Mongolian food. I really like it where you can like make it yourself though. Like you go up there, you cook it. Stop laughing.
Do you like hibachi and
Oh,
like
yeah,
stuff?
I love
yeah,
hibachi.
love it.
It's not even like.
I love when they get into they like flick in your mouth. That's awesome.
I think what I'm hearing is that you like the experience of that type of food.
Not Hoo Ha. I just like eating the food.
Okay, all right.
At like we have a place in. I'm from Papillion, Omaha,
Oh, okay, cool.
and so we have a place in Papillion. It's called Osaka, and
Mhm.
it's like Osaka Steak and Sushi House, but fantastic sushi. But they also have a whole hibachi section.
Oh, cool.
Where it's just really expensive hibachi, but I love
What do
it.
you put in it?
In my Mongolian food. It's like I follow the recipe, but I like a lot of sesame oil with some like
Any veggies or anything?
I like water chestnuts. Like, those
Yeah,
are pretty good.
yeah, those are good. But like,
You
is
eat that.
Mongolian like a food like group or is it Japanese?
Not who.
All right, Maggie, you want to know my absolute favorite food ever?
Yes.
It's
That's,
real.
I thought that's what we were doing.
No. We are, but like I was talking about our favorite food group, but like I just don't say it because people make fun of me all the time for it.
Yeah.
Because it's so.
It's the hot dog.
No, it's a pear. Just a pear. See right there. That's why I don't say it.
That's a bad answer.
Why is that a bad? Nice juicy pear? Like you just bite into that. It's
Actually,
so good.
If you, yes, sure, yes, pears
It's
are
actually one of my
good.
least. It's actually one of my least favorite foods. Like,
But I feel like it's really hard to find like a good pear.
and like even
Oh.
then, like,
I could eat a good pear. Like it just
Yes, if you find, but they're
But
hard to
they're-
find. I feel like
go to
They
I've
have to
never
be in
taken a bite.
season.
I don't think I've ever taken a bite of a fruit.
I don't
and said,
know.
"Oh, this is the best food ever."
I feel like a medium-sized pear is just like a medium okay pear is so good for me. I don't know.
all right.
I also love to eat apples all the time, but yes. So like my favorite food group,
Sound very healthy.
me. I just I don't know.
I
Pears are just
love
good.
pear. Like no.
No one says that.
Thanks, God. This has just turned into you guys flaming me. Okay.
Oh, this is great.
All right.
I love
Now
this.
I'm glad this can make you happy. My pain makes you guys happy. What? Oh yeah, Shark Tank now.
Oh yeah. Okay, who's your favorite shark ever? Like out of even you could throw in a guest shark if you want.
Actually, there's not that many guest sharks I like that much. Usually they kind of throw off the show. I would say when I was growing up, it was always Robert because Robert was always really nice. He was kind of the guy I always like. He was like the nice guy in the room. Sometimes a little too soft.
Mhm.
But as I've grown older, and this may be a really bad answer, I like Kevin a lot. Kevin's
Mr. Wonderful.
yeah, Kevin is hilarious. He's like one of those guys.
Kevin's so wonderful.
yeah.
have no
I like
idea.
Kevin because he always like. I think he's taught me the most of that show because his deals are so outrageous, and like you have to look up what he's even saying.
Yeah.
So I like Kevin. I do like Mark, but sometimes Mark just steals the show. You know, he gets in there, gets his deal, and it's over with, just like that. Like,
Mhm.
But I think my least favorite would probably be, maybe Damon. I don't know. He just kind of just sits there. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Kind of the fashion guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark Cuban, hands down.
Yeah, he's awesome. Mark's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great.
I would say Barbara is probably my least favorite.
Yeah, Barbara. This may be mean, and I don't mean this because she's like older, but I think she's in there, and I think she's like just kind of like not in the same era when she's like kind of talking about deals. Like she looks
She's
at
done some really cool things with like some of those chain concepts, like Cousin's Maine Lobster. I mean,
yeah.
she
That was a weird one that she did.
yeah, but now she
the
does a
food
lot
truck.
like that. So I don't know.
Everything you guys are saying right now, I'm just like
You need
know,
to
like
watch some more
you,
Shark.
you ever,
need
s-
to, though.
you
It's
ever
really
seen like
good.
Penguins Madagascar? When you go smile and wave, boys, smile and wave.
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's me right now.
Yeah, you kind of do look like deer in the headlights. Like
Oh, I thought you said you look like a penguin. I was gonna say, oh wow, we're really going after Brad tonight.
No. I just Shark Tank's a really good show. I think that's honestly kind of part of why I'm doing the work that I'm doing.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, honestly.
I think that's a really interesting thing. Like, you look at like TV shows you watch, and you're like, maybe this has become who I am today. Like, Chad watches a show. It's called West Wing, and
Mhm.
it's about
Yeah, I haven't watched.
it's
that.
about
Heard of it.
You ever heard of Suits?
Yeah, but I also have not watched it.
Oh, great show. Watch that show. West Wing. I'm not the hugest fan of, but Chad. It's about the president and like the White House and all the works in running like a country things like
Yeah.
that. And he's like, I could run for president. I've seen all of West Wing.
Yeah.
What's
I now
qualifications?
know
Yeah, I get
how you run a country.
Exactly. Yeah. What's
Like-
qualifications to be a lawyer? I
like-
watch Suits.
people always there's like the theme there. It's like where they go like my toxic trait. Like people go. I think my toxic trait is I can like watch a TV show and go like I could watch an episode of Shark Tank and go I could pitch right now. Give me like
I could
Yeah,
run that business.
yeah, literally I could like why would you even answer that way? Like and then I'll watch Suits. I'm like I could be a lawyer right now if I wanted to be,
Yeah.
but I couldn't. I like thinking that I could.
Well, that's good that you're self-aware enough to understand that. Good.
All right. So this is kind of a selfish question because it's like I want some, but I mean the viewers will also get good advice from it. So,
Okay.
what advice would you give to like young entrepreneurs like ourselves, maybe even younger, like trying to just kind of make it in this world and that kind of like
Yeah.
business world, and what are some tips or things like you could say for us? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a hard. It's a deep question. So I mean, if you got
I have thoughts.
all right.
Okay. So, like looking back on college. I graduated in 2016. I mean, that was quite a while ago. Now,
It isn't when you say that though. It doesn't sound like that to me, but it
2016
is.
Where that was the year. Dude.
7 years ago.
That's a good
So
year.
it's been a while. I think there's a number of things, and just as I'm like even working with those younger than me and as they're coming out of college or even high school, and yeah, what's the path forward for me look like, you know? So I would say who you know is really important. So building as many connections as you possibly can is essential to moving forward. So if like you would like to eventually own your own business, you'd like to be an entrepreneur, be surrounding yourself with people that are doing that. But also reach out to those people because we have some really incredible entrepreneurs within our community that you should absolutely be talking to them, and they should be a great mentor for me right now or for you. So right now you're in college. Literally anyone will take time and energy to talk to you for 30 minutes, an hour, and provide any sort of contacts or connections that you need. Like,
Let me think. Maggie Esch. She one of the-
but I mean, it's really important. Like they always say, like it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
100%.
I heard a cool thing off that. Sorry, I heard someone the other day. It was actually Brandon McDermott at KHAS.
Mhm.
He said to me, he goes, "It's people say it's not what you know, it's who you know." He said, "I actually think it's who knows you." And I go, "That's a really good build off of that. I never really thought about that."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's a lot about who you know, but someone knows you. That's all that takes to reach out." But anyways,
Yeah.
continue.
Absolutely, like for sure. So a lot of the things that you're learning now is in your college experience is, like how to have a good conversation with someone. Like, yes, you're obviously learning important things that are going to help you advance when you get into the real world, but you're also learning a lot of just foundational things that are very important.
Gotcha.
Being a good communicator, understanding I sound so basic, like how to send a good email or how to portray yourself
You sound
online or anything like that. I mean, all of that stuff is incredibly important. I'm sure you've heard like soft skills are everything. Soft skills are everything. If you can be a good communicator in the real world, you're going to be in a really good spot. It's also really important to be personable and, like just put yourself out there. All of those things are really good. But so that's more of like, soft skills perspective. But I also think just like moving forward, always being very open to opportunities. Like for me, I had told you I was set. I was leaving Hastings. I was probably never coming back. That dramatically changed for me in about 9 months. And that happened during my junior year of college.
Wow.
And now thinking about being anywhere else other than Hastings, it will never happen. I will never leave the community. We absolutely love it here. Not only because we have a business here, which obviously like keeps us here in a lot of ways, but like I can travel all sorts of places and I love traveling, but like it's the place that feels like home, right?
Yeah.
And this place feels like home. So back to what you asked me, being open to opportunities, I think is really big. And then once you get into a role, never stop learning and never stop listening. I think it's really easy to be like, okay, I feel like I'm so good at this. And I do feel like I'm good at certain things, but like I will never stop listening. I will never stop learning because when I do that, I stop growing.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the most important advice I can give to people
Awesome.
at your age right now.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, it was kind of a selfish question, but at the same time, round of applause. But no, I mean, honest to goodness, I feel like a lot of times, like we talk about, Chad and I have these deep conversations. Sometimes and it's funny because it's like we'll talk about. He's laughing right now. We'll talk about how like I don't know what do you want? What's your why in life? Especially, I mean, Dave Rippey. He's the kind of guy who's like make the reality you want to see. And a lot of the times the why is like I feel like for a lot of people is like once you find that and like you said, keep an open mind, learn, grow those connections, those soft skills. I feel like it's just a lot of the stuff you said I've heard a lot before. I just wanted to hear your perspective on it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity around you, whether you realize it or not. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
Cool.
pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. I think a question for me is so you lived here on campus
Yeah.
for 21 years?
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite memories here?
Oh gosh. Well, and I don't know when they stopped showing it, probably when I got old enough that
gonna be a
it
good one.
looked a little inappropriate, but
What?
they had a video they used to show to students because I was like the token child that lived on campus, right?
I'm sorry.
They used to show a video of me like running around in my diapers around the
Come to
dorm.
Hastings College.
Well,
where
no, it was
families
still
grow to
no.
prosper.
It was
It's like,
like
sure, Maggie,
it was
running
like
around.
during like your I don't know if you still call it New Student Days or like your
Yeah.
Welcome Week
I
or
gotcha,
whatever it is.
yeah.
Yeah, like they would like and I don't know why, but so a lot of people knew me as this like little kid. But I think the coolest part, like at different phases of my life, it always felt like I had sisters.
That's cool. That is
Like-
pretty cool.
And yeah,
It's just so. I want to. It's not like it's just so interesting. Knowing like you grew like like you were 8 years old living on campus here.
but
Right?
yeah. And so like, but what's crazy? So I was going like eating at the cafeteria. You guys all complain about the cafeteria. I get it. I love the cafeteria. I didn't know anything different. I thought it was awesome that I could go in there and order any kind of omelet that I wanted. I also thought it was awesome that I had like 20 different cereals to choose from. Like I could eat whatever I wanted, any food group, any day. It was awesome. But also, yeah, like my sister, when I was in, it was my freshman year of college, my sister actually became the dorm mom at Babcock. And so my niece was living there with her. And so so my niece was getting a very similar experience as a 2-3-year-old that I was getting
Yeah.
when I was her age too. So it was just kind of crazy, but it came full circle. But yeah, I honestly don't know. I think I didn't know any better. It all just felt very normal to me. Nothing like necessarily as like you find it like so different and unique, but for me, it just felt normal. So when I moved into a house for the
Yeah, I was
first time,
just about to ask.
that was actually very weird for me. Like living in a home that I didn't have to use like a fob to get into my house just seemed weird.
You said, I'm sorry. That's real cool. You just said when you go, I was like the token child of Hastings. Like I almost like
Of
got a picture
Hastings
of like
College.
of Hastings. I got this
No,
like image.
it's Hastings.
Hastings, yeah. Of like you know like Lion King when they go.
Oh,
"What?" It's
kind
like-
of. I'm
it's
sure.
like you do.
Well, and some people, like my mom now tells me stories like some of the like girls did not really love that there was like a little kid living in the dorm because they just like weren't a kid person. So I'm sure I annoyed the crap out of a lot of people too. But
So
She's walking in the cafe.
when did you like because growing up like did you know like how like when did you realize that it wasn't like not necessarily like normal but like I live on a college campus like other kids don't like live on a college campus?
I mean, I'm assuming I don't know. I didn't know any different. But probably sometime in elementary school where I thought it was like really cool that I could walk to my friend's house and she had a trampoline and like I couldn't imagine what it would be like to like have a backyard where I could have a trampoline. Like I can't have that at the college.
You got Altman Lawn.
So yeah.
Massive backyard.
They have a trampoline now? I don't think so.
No.
Fortunately, no.
But I don't know. I don't know when I realized, but in high school we had the most epic hide and go seek nights in the dorm in the summers when it was completely
awesome.
empty.
We
So
don't have that.
and I think everyone like parents were always super apprehensive to like drop off their kids because they were dropping them off as like a middle schooler, high schooler at a college dorm. That seemed
Yeah.
very weird. But
So what were summers like? Did you guys live on?
yeah, we lived in the dorm still all year.
Was it a little bit lonely during the summer because like nobody's in there, or did you guys like
It was
like
fine.
it more?
It's a little scary. I wouldn't walk down the halls by myself, but
Are they haunted?
I don't.
Is
mean,
that the
they've been
Ooh,
here
I
a
don't like that
long-
answer.
They've been here a long time, but no,
the title of the episode today?
I've never seen any like paranormal activity or anything like that.
Oh man, that'd be awesome to have some paranormal activity stories on.
But it was scary, like in the summers when we'd have like a tornado or something, we would have to go into the basement and it would just be me and my mom and my sister until she.
So in the summers, were you guys the only ones there?
Because they never really used our dorm for like the football camps or anything like that. So yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Kind of, I think to wrap this kind of episode up, we're nearing the end here.
Yeah.
We'll kind of talk about what's kind of going on, what's new in HC and Hastings community in general. And you might not know a lot of stuff about Hastings
No.
College, but you know stuff about Hastings. Tonight, I think, is the celebration of the lights.
It
which is really exciting.
is.
Unfortunately, it's happening right now, I believe, isn't it? 5 to 7.
something like that. I think the lights go off at 7 or 7:30.
Cool event
or go
downtown.
on. Yeah.
There's a concert at the Lark. Dan Rodriguez, a little plug there.
Mhm.
But that should be a good concert.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you get some people, a lot of door sales.
Yeah,
but
I hope so.
soccer is doing insane right now.
Yeah.
Men's soccer for nationals.
Is that still like a thing? Like men and women's soccer is always really good. Okay.
I-
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, as far as I know, Christian's over there like
Yeah.
shaking his
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It is.
Yeah, we
Yes,
are.
they know more than us. I mean, they're
Yeah. Love
they,
it.
They work all those, so that's awesome.
No, it's just been like that. Like literally, all my years growing up, soccer was always super good too. So
Yeah. For college students, Thanksgiving break is next week, and for everybody, Thanksgiving is next week.
We got a whole
So
bunch of thumbs up in the room right now. That's
yeah,
great.
thumbs up. Yeah.
Victoria.
So enjoy it.
Yeah, that's exciting. I don't know. I'm ready for the break. I am. I'm ready to see my family, go back home to Omaha, and just I don't know, see my brother, decompress, and then have a midlife crisis. And
Yeah.
He's gonna call me like, Chad, I have to do this. This is give back.
he's gonna call me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
'cause he's gonna talk about Shark Tank or something.
I'm gonna watch it actually tonight.
I'm not watching it.
New
I'm at the line.
season.
He's my roommate, so
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, you guys live together and you also want to do this together? That's
we do
that's
so many
good.
things together.
Yeah, looking back at it right now, it's kind of questionable.
Whatever, man. Whatever. You love his roommate, don't lie.
All right.
Anyways,
we'll shut this
all
down.
right, yeah. And with that, I'm Brad,
I'm Chad.
and thanks for stopping by.